question is, what is the environmental impact that the waste management system has on the city?
So our waste elimination system has three main parts: PFW, NanoClean, and ReGreen. So the first part is PFW, and this has nothing to do with the environment, as we handle non-organic waste, so nothing that can harm the environment. So we take the materials that aren't organic, such as plastics and glass, and we put them into our extruder, and we make them into a filament that can be used in 3D printers to print out objects for our citizens, so they can use them in their everyday lives, like the Red represented.
Since the citizens have so much access to our new tubes in the front, those rainbow tubes, they're everywhere as you would have trash cans, except that you can put everything inside. So today, less than 40% of people actually recycle. So today, in Renacentia, everybody recycles because the tube itself does all the work. Inside, it has sensors to sort every trash by its molecular composition. So the tubes are underground and sealed, so no trash is going to leak out and release harmful pollutants into the ground.
Also, in the past, waste elimination or waste disposal was mainly landfills or incineration, and incineration caused a lot of air pollution, and landfills were ground pollution and water seepage. So Renacencia's elimination system not only eliminates waste, but also eliminates landfills and incineration.
So your solar arrays, you mentioned graphene as a main. Why graphene? What other alternatives were there, and why did you end up with graphene?
So graphene is a single layer of carbon atom, and it has a lot of properties that are useful in our city, such as being a solar attractor in our solar panels, or being extremely strong. So we use it in many of our structures. And we had other alternatives to pick from, like carbon nanotubes or just regular carbon fiber that we use today. But we weighed up what was wrong and what was good with each thing, and realized that graphene gave us the most benefits with the least cons.
Also, embedding graphene into our structures, or our self-sustaining skyscrapers mostly, it attracts solar energy and makes the skyscrapers durable, and also purifies the running water that's running on the sides 10 times more efficiently than any water purifier used. And also, it is virtually weightless and invisible to the naked eye.
To sum it up, graphene had so many purposes that if we had just picked the one and used it for everything, because if we embed it in a skyscraper, it can then filter the water. It's heavy duty, it's a solar attractor. Right there we have one thing for three purposes. So as opposed to taking different types of nanotechnology, we just use graphene because it has so many different purposes that we could utilize in Renacentia.
Two questions. First, how many residents do you have? And second, where is your food supply for all these residents?
So within Renacentia, we have 2 million citizens that reside in all of our self-sustaining skyscrapers, and we have two main sources of food, which are the vegetables and the organics and the meats. So to start out with the vegetables, we have rooftop gardens on most of our buildings, where the citizens that live within our buildings are designated a small plot of land to grow whatever crops they want, so they can grow any vegetables or fruits that they would use at home for cooking. And then on our ground, you can see we have many trees, and these are community trees. So suppose some of these are apple trees or peach trees, the citizens are free to leave their towers and pick whatever fruit they choose.
However, for meat, since the space and location of our city is not ideal for production of meat, we actually import our meat through Rush from the fields of Pennsylvania, such as Lancaster. So we just bring our meat on Rush into the city, and then can be sold inside of our self-sustaining skyscrapers.
Perfect. So a follow-up question. What's your training program like to train all the residents to be able to grow their own food? Obviously, they probably don't know how to start with.
Well, in Renacentia, all of the self-sustaining skyscrapers have so many different floors: commercial, residential, recreational, and all of the self-sustaining skyscrapers have community floors or community centers. So that's where the citizens are trained and taught how to correctly deal and produce your food, when to pick it, how to keep it from polluting the environment.
Also, education in Renacentia is 4 days of cyber school and 3 days of in-community centers within their skyscrapers or within other skyscrapers. So in these 3 days of community centers, they can learn balancing budgets, they can learn life skills, and they can expand on their careers. And also adults can expand on their careers.
Talk to me a little bit more about the Rush system. Is that your main mode of transport?
So Rush we use to, as we explain this further, all these red lines on the map is where Rush connects to in the Northeast United States as of 2150. Of course, we can make it the main mode of transportation throughout the US, but currently it's only in the Northeast United States. So Rush is for transporting people and goods from Renacentia to
Thank you.